like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop. Until you get your mouth on LGBT. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence up with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, you guys. So now y'all press 1 if y'all can hear me now. Press 1 if you guys can hear me now. The mic should be good now. Press 1 if y'all can hear me now. And let me get a mic check, and we're going to tap right in. I'm finna let y'all know about these capping liars that's running around here. You understand what I'm saying? Putting out false misinformation. And we're going to get right into this, right? Y'all can hear me? I bet. So salute to everybody. And y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in. The fact that there was a report that Tony Busby had been barred from practicing law in New York, that's a goddamn lie. Let's just start off right there. Forgive me, Lord. That's a lie. You understand what I'm saying? The truth is far more sinister. You understand what I'm saying? For these, I ain't even going to say it. But let's get into this. Basically, I told you guys the other day, man, Tony Busby had been hit with this, right? Now, basically, what's going on is people try to accuse Tony Busby of not being able to practice in New York. Tony Busby responded to that filing by Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, saying that he indeed was licensed to practice in New York. But they hung Tony Busby up on a technicality in the Southern District of New York, right? So, what I feel, and I think that Kadin got it right. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Kadin, but I think you did a great job. I think she got it perfectly, better than anybody else can explain it. Right. Tony Busby and Jay-Z. Remember I told y'all Jay-Z and Jay-Z and Alex Spiro removed their request for sanctions against Tony Busby. And I said, why did they do that? If Jay-Z's really trying to hammer Tony Busby, why not file for sanctions if Tony Busby's this piece of trash, garbage lawyer? Why not file for sanctions and get Tony Busby up out of here? You know why? Because as I told y'all, they had a conversation with each other. And in that conversation, basically, it seems like what happened with Tony Busby is the clock ran out on his time to file the case the way he was supposed to have filed it, right? And so instead of them taking a risk, because he still could have went this route, which was pro hac vice in English, or in Spanish, pro hac vice, right? The clock ran out, the deadline. So what did Tony Busby do? Okay. Spiro and them said, we're not going to file for sanctions against you. And then a few days later, Tony Busby dropped that one case against Jay-Z and them with prejudice, so that it couldn't be brought up again. So that's like, okay, this little battle right here, if it's like a game, we pushed. That means we both came out even in that one, right? Because if Tony Busby was all these things that Spiro said in them, they said, why they drop the sanctions motion? But anyways, it gets deeper than that. So this notice came out and everybody was going crazy. The Committee of Grievances has considered Tony Busby's petition for admission to United States District Court for the Southern District of New York, the petition which was filed on January 29th, 2025, per the committee's review of the dockets. It all makes sense now, y'all. You know why it makes sense? because Tony Busby was fighting to get this thing done up until the last minute. Look why. Look at the date on the bottom of your screen when Tony Busby went. Apparently, Tony Busby went. When they tried to get Tony Busby hung up on this case, he went to the clerk of the court, the appellate division of the Supreme Court of the state of New York. He went to this guy, and he got that paper right there on your screen. You know how I know he did it on that day? Because the goddamn clerk signed it on that day. Look at the bottom of your screen. And witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand in the city of Albany on January the 29th, 2025. He went and got it on that day. Look now, y'all. Look at the date that's right there when they tried to deny him. So Tony Busby went and right to the clerk to get that certificate to prove that he was able to practice law in New York. The problem with Tony Busby is the clock ran out for the deadline, right? Tony Busby had a backup, but he didn't 1,000% know if he was going to be accepted for the backup in that case. The backup was to file pro hac vice or pro hac vice. If you're talking English, pro hac vice, if you're talking Spanish. That means for this time only you can do this. That means out-of-state lawyers can file, pay the fee, and you have to have a wet signature. Not an electronic signature. He sent an electronic signature, but needed to send a wet signature. Timeline ran out, ladies and gentlemen. Deadline ran out. That's exactly what happened, y'all. The deadline ran out on Tony Busby. So for that situation is why I believe, and why this other lady, Katie Shalin, believes that Tony Busby said, you know what? I couldn't get him on the deadline on this, so I had to drop that case, right? But then there was a question about Tony Busby's ability to practice law in the state of New York. Well, Tony Busby already had this to prove he had that ability, right? But if you look back at this, the last line says, in the event Mr. Busby moves for pro hac vice or regular admission in this court in the future, which means that he wasn't barred because he could still try to bring forth cases in that court. Because if he was barred, he wouldn't be able to do it. Liars. But let's keep going. He must attach a copy of this order to his motion or petition. Now, guess what happened, y'all? Pastor, what's up, dog? I'm a salute to you. Guess what happened? These liars, knuckle draggers, and protectors of foolishness on YouTube didn't tell y'all this. Tony Busby, in that case right there versus Diddy in New York, he applied for pro hac vice. And read what that line says, y'all. This is a different case he had against Diddy. It said the motion of Anthony G. Busby for admission to practice pro hac vice in the above captioned action is granted. Applicant has declared that he is a member in good standing in the bars of the states. Now, that one he got on time. And now it's going to be an issue because Tony Busby, for each of those little cases, he can go do the same thing. And I'm willing to bet my salt that most all those other judges, based off what they've seen from this approval in this case against Diddy, being that Tony Busby was licensed to practice in New York in all the courts, they will admit him as well. As you see in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, order for admission, pro hac vice, and who is the name versus Sean Combs. But it gets deeper. So now it makes more sense why Jay-Z and Alex Spiro dropped their motion for sanctions, because if Tony Busby was dirty, if he was barred in all of New York, and Jay-Z was so gangsta and hardcore to go after Tony Busby and tear him down, why did Jay-Z uplift those motions for sanctions against Tony Busby? Jay-Z would have had an open and shut case. You know what I think? I personally think it's because they didn't know how this would go, right? Meaning his filing for pro Hac Vice. And Tony Busby probably didn't know how that was going to go. So in safety of that situation, and having a situation where he was rejected, which he wasn't in this situation, I believe, just like Katie Shalin, that Tony Busby, Jay-Z's lawyer, spoke with each other. And Spiro said, we won't push for sanctions on you on this, but you dropped that case with prejudice, so you can't bring that back up against my client. And Tony Busby, knowing that he didn't know how this was going to play out as far as the pro Hac Vice, because his deadline had ran out, he made a last-second decision, right? We don't know what happened behind the scenes. If Tony Busby himself broke off the victim, we don't know what happened, because that victim has not spoken about that situation in any negative way about Tony Busby. But I'm going to let the girl who broke this down, and I'm going to put a link to her channel in here too, because she's dead on, and I've been telling y'all this. Katie Shalin, salute to her. And I'm going to let you guys hear her break this down real quick, because she did a hell of a job.
Diddy's lawsuits filed by Tony Busby are not being dropped. Now, there's been a lot of misinformation going around about Tony Busby that he was just disbarred from New York and that he's possibly going to lose all of the cases that he filed against Diddy in the New York Southern District. Crazy enough, all of this also might explain why the lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy was dismissed with prejudice. And a lot of reason this misinformation was going around is all because Tony Busby's petition to be admitted to the Southern District of New York was just denied by a judge. And a lot of the media ran with this and tried saying, oh, Tony Busby's disbarred. All of these Diddy cases are no longer going to continue to move forward. But they were going a little bit too far with this. In the same motion, the judge says, in the event that Mr. Busby moves for pro Hac Vice or regular admission in the court in the future, he must attach a copy of this order to his motion or petition. Just for a little bit of understanding, pro Hac Vice means that it allows an out-of-state lawyer to practice law in the jurisdiction where they are not licensed to practice law. And just so you know, Tony Busby was able to practice law in New York State and the Eastern District of New York, but he basically wasn't registered for the Southern District of New York. Now, of course, Tony Busby wasted no time, and he did file for pro Hac Vice, which at first was denied because he didn't submit it with a wet signature. This is literally nothing. Basically, he just electronically submitted his signature, but a wet signature needed to be a handwritten signature made with a pen or another marking on the physical document itself. A lot of the media was just going crazy about this. They were spreading lies saying that Tony Busby was totally disbarred from filing cases in New York City. And they were like, all of these Diddy cases are going to be dropped. This is horrible. Well, that's not the case, because the motion for Tony Busby to serve under pro Hac Vice has been granted by the judge. Now, this case against Diddy will be able to move forward in the Southern District of New York. All Tony Busby had to do was do a physical signature on this pro Hac Vice admission paper. Tony Busby will have to go ahead and do all of these individually in the Southern District of New York, but you can assume they're probably going to be accepted by the judges, just like this one was.
Let's stop right there. This lady, excellent breakdown. Excellent breakdown. They all lied to y'all. They all came on here and told y'all Tony Busby was disbarred. He couldn't practice no more. That's a goddamn lie. The truth is, Tony Busby was licensed to practice in all of New York. The problem was he got caught on a technicality as far as registration in the Southern District of New York. But let's keep going, because now this goes to the whole Jay-Z situation. That's why I told you, Nick, when y'all came out that first day, when they put out that capping ass report and made it seem like Tony Busby and his accuser had lied and they didn't have no evidence. No, you niggas is liars. And the truth always gonna shine, sucker. Let's keep going to it.
Now I'm going to tell you the very interesting part on how this ties back to the Jay-Z and Diddy case. In the list of sanctions that Jay-Z and Alex Spiro wanted on Tony Busby, they're the ones that said that Tony Busby was not even admitted to the Southern District of New York. During this time, Tony Busby told the judge that he was admitted to practice in the Eastern District of New York, and he intended to apply for the Southern District of New York.
Now, let's stop that right there. Let's talk about that, right? So Tony Busby told the truth in the papers. Let's talk about that right there. Tony Busby told the truth in the papers. He told the truth, y'all. The problem was he got caught up on a deadline. And I'm finna show y'all this right now. I'm finna show you better than the hell I can tell you, boy. So let's get to that right now. Now, I'm going to put this on the screen for y'all because I want y'all to shine somebody. But I'm going to put this on the screen for everybody so y'all can get a load of this. Now, do you see that on y'all screen? Do you see that on your screen? Do you see it on your screen, ladies and gentlemen? Now, on your screen, right? Annalisa Torres, the judge that was presiding over that case, wrote by a letter dated December 20th, 2024, plaintiff's counsel, Anthony Busby, represented that he is admitted to practice in the Eastern District of New York and intends to apply for reciprocal admissions to the Southern District, ECF number 50 at 30. In his declaration dated January the 22nd, 2025, Busby stated that his application for reciprocal admission is forthcoming. So this whole time, on January the 22nd, Busby was fighting behind the scenes because they caught him on a technicality, right? And it says accordingly, by February the 14th, that was the deadline, February the 14th, 2025, Busby shall file proof of admission on the docket. But I'm going to let the girl tell y'all because she broke it down great. Now, let her explain. Listen and learn.
To the Jay-Z and Diddy case. In the list of assumed they're probably going to be accepted by the judges, just like this one was. Now I'm going to tell you the very interesting part on how this ties back to the Jay-Z and Diddy case. In the list of sanctions that Jay-Z and Alex Spiro wanted on Tony Busby, they're the ones that said that Tony Busby was not even admitted to the Southern District of New York. During this time, Tony Busby told the judge that he was admitted to practice in the Eastern District of New York, and he intended to apply for the Southern District of New York, but she gave him the February 14th, 2025 deadline. The day that Tony Busby dropped this Jane Doe lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy was the same day that he was ordered to show proof of admission to the Southern District of New York. Keep an eye on this date. This judge said this on January 28th of 2025. Not even a week later is when Jay-Z and Alex Spiro would say that they wanted.
Now, remember this later y'all see on y'all screen. That was the judge telling Tony Busby, hey, Tony, I need you to get me that admission by a certain date. I need that admission, Tony. Is what the judge was telling Tony Busby. She needed the admission by January the 28th. That's what she was telling Tony Busby, Judge Annalisa Torres. But then this happened, and everybody ignores this. And I'm going to put this on your screen because they all ignore this right here. And this is the smoking gun in the whole situation. If Jay-Z and Alex Spiro was really trying to stick it to Tony Busby because he's a liar, he's a scam, he's a 1-800 lawyer, and all these other things. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I present the question to the world. Why did they file to drop sanctions against Tony Busby? Their motion for sanctions. Why? If Tony Busby was a scumbag, why not go get Tony Busby out of here? They will never answer that question. You know why? They don't have the answers to that questions.
She gave him the February 14th, 2025 deadline. The day that Tony Busby dropped this Jane Doe lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy was the same day that he was ordered to show proof of admission to the Southern District of New York. Keep an eye on this date. This judge said Jane Doe.
Y'all know what she just said? She just told y'all what it was. That was the technicality and why Tony Busby dropped the case. Not because the girl was lying, not because he didn't vet her, not because they didn't have evidence. It's because of a technicality and the timeline ran out. I don't know what made that situation get dragged like that, but let's keep going. I want y'all to hear this.
For the Southern District of New York, but she gave him the February 14th, 2025 deadline. The day that Tony Busby dropped this Jane Doe lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy was the same day that he was ordered to show proof of admission to the Southern District of New York. Keep an eye on this date. This judge said this on January 28th of 2025. Not even a week later is when Jay-Z and Alex Spiro would say that they wanted to drop the sanctions against Tony Busby after talking to the plaintiff's counsel, which would be Tony Busby, who consented to the submission and agrees to the withdrawal without prejudice. Basically saying Tony Busby agreed for them to remove the sanctions against him. Which to me makes no sense why Alex Spiro and Jay-Z would have dropped these sanctions against Tony Busby. Because if Tony Busby was not permitted to practice law, this is something that he could have been sanctioned for. This is what has me even more confused because Jay-Z...
Now let's stop right there. That's why these dudes on YouTube ain't on my level, nigga. Because if Tony Busby was barred and he was not licensed to practice in New York, Jay-Z, who and them dudes who've been talking all this shit, could have got him up out of here easy with sanctions. Why did Jay-Z and Alex Spiro drop the motion for sanctions? Why? If they had Tony Busby to the wall, Tony Busby tried to destroy Jay-Z allegedly. He allegedly tried to destroy Jay-Z. So wouldn't Jay-Z come and make sure he made an example out of this quote-unquote 1-800 lawyer in a cheap suit? Nah, baby. The truth is a lot more sinister, y'all. Oh, yeah. So, as you see on your screen, It was Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro. Dear Judge Torres, we write on behalf of defendant Sean Carter to respectfully request that Mr. Carter's motion for sanctions pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11 be withdrawn. At this time, without prejudice, we have discussed this matter with counsel for plaintiff who consents to this submission and agrees the withdrawal is without prejudice. Respectfully submitted, Quinn Emanuel Ukart and Sullivan LLP, signed Alex Spiro. Now, the girl is telling you what I told y'all. And then a week later, Tony Busby, at that deadline, had to drop that suit because of the date of the technicality. Basically, Tony Busby ran out of time on that case, but they lied and said that he was barred and that he couldn't practice in New York and he was out of here, and that was a lie. Because in all of these cases, as an out-of-state lawyer, Tony Busby then could have filed for Hac Vice, which means that out-of-state lawyers can practice in another state. You just have to file the filing. And what Tony Busby did wrong in a certain situation was he signed the signature electronically, but they needed a wet signature, meaning that you had to sign hand signature. The truth is a lot more gangster than these lies, these capping ass. But remember, this goes back to what I told y'all. Jay-Z and them, Tony Busby and them rolled the dice and had to take a big, that situation had to be a push because neither of them knew how it was going to play out. So, in my opinion, that's why they let that one go. But if you see this other Diddy case in that same New York, Tony Busby filed to keep this case going via Hac Vice, and his admission was granted. Read the black print on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Order for admission, Hac Vice. Look at the bottom. The motion for Anthony G. Busby for admission to practice Hac Vice and the above caption, action is granted. Applicant has declared that he is a member in good standing of the bar of the state, and that Tony Busby had that certificate, and he went to the clerk. He went to the clerk in New York City to make sure he got that paperwork right there. And that clerk, for you guys who don't know, you just want a little more information, you want me to cook a little harder, is Robert Mayberger. You can go right on the state of New York Supreme Court website, and he's right there. It's tried and true, baby. But this ain't over with yet. Because let's get back to this part right here, where Alex Spiro and Jay-Z dropped those sanctions. If they really wanted to end Tony Busby, if Tony Busby was really this crooked lawyer who was barred and practicing without a license in New York, why did they drop the motion for sanctions against Tony Busby? And I told y'all on the first day, I thought that it was a wink situation. That this one, you got me on a deadline, on a technicality. So we'll let bygones be bygones on this one. But I will live, and we will see another day. That is what I think happened. And that is what
order to show proof of admission to the Southern District of New York. Keep an eye on this date. This judge said this on January 28th of 2025. Not even a week later is when Jay-Z and Alex Spiro would say that they wanted to drop the sanctions against Tony Buzbee after talking to the plaintiff's counsel, which would be Tony Buzbee, who consented to the submission and agrees to the withdrawal without prejudice. Basically saying Tony Buzbee agreed for them to remove the sanctions against him. Which to me makes no sense why Alex Spiro and Jay-Z would have dropped these sanctions against Tony Buzbee. Because if Tony Buzbee was not permitted to practice law, this is something that he could have been sanctioned for. This is what has me even more confused, because Jay-Z is the one that said that this lawyer gets to walk away without repercussions and the system has failed. But if you knew that Tony Buzbee was not even able to practice law in the Southern District of New York, he could have tried to get these sanctions on Tony Buzbee. But instead, he randomly withdrew them. And he admitted that he talked to Tony Buzbee about this. And then not even a week later, Tony Buzbee drops this whole lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy with prejudice, meaning it can never be brought up. Instead of trying to move forward like he's doing with all of these other cases against Diddy, pro Hac Vice. To me, in my opinion, the only thing that makes sense, it sounds like there was a conversation. We will drop trying to go after you for sanctions because we know we got you. If you drop this lawsuit with prejudice, that way it can never be brought up again. Now, I could be wrong. This is only my guess, but this is absolutely the only thing in the world that makes sense about this. For you to drop sanctions on somebody that you knew, you're the one that brought this up. Jay-Z and his lawyers are the one that brought this up about Tony Buzbee and basically put it into the air and let it be known. And this is why now Tony Buzbee is having to address this. But if you knew this and you were going after him for sanctions, why in the world would you stop it? You were saying that this man brought on false stories about you on purpose and he slandered your name and all of this, and you said that you're going to go after him, but you stopped doing exactly what you said you were going to do, and you had it in the bag, honestly. The only lawsuit out of all 30 lawsuits that Tony Buzbee has filed, he drops without prejudice against you and Diddy. I don't know, there's still a lot more coming out about this, but it doesn't look like Diddy's necessarily off the hook like what the media is trying to portray. But you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
You don't need a second job.
Try to tell y'all. And y'all let these people come on here and lie to y'all and cap to y'all when I'm the absolute biggest. You understand what I'm saying? And shout out to the shorty. I'm gonna put a link to her channel in the comments after this video is over. I'm gonna put a link to her channel because she owned this thing. Because I've been sitting up here telling y'all this. And she dropped the paperwork to prove it too. And I told y'all this. You guys don't want to listen. You understand what I'm saying? And so this doesn't mean that Jay-Z's guilty, Coco. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that these lies about Tony Buzbee are disgusting. What I'm saying is that if Jay-Z and Alex Spiro, the ones who brought up that Tony Buzbee gets to do all this and walk away, they're the ones that let him off the hook because they're the ones that asked the judge for the sanctions to be removed. And a week later, Tony Buzbee dropped that case, not because they didn't believe in their allegations, but because of a court technicality, which now Tony Buzbee has figured out a way to navigate this situation. Because if you're looking right there on your screen, ding, 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 Tony Buzbee has been approved in this case and will probably be approved in all those other cases. Point blank, period. Now, You don't have to like what I say, but it's facts, and it's all in the paperwork. And so Tony Busby has been approved. Those cases against Diddy will go on. But I ain't going to say what I think happened. I'm just going to say, in that situation that he brought up, Jay-Z, Alex Spiro deserves a fat check because Alex Spiro went in deep, in my opinion, to make that one go away. Alex Spiro went in deep. So I got to give Alex Spiro his props. He did his thing. So I have to give him his props in this situation because as a lawyer, Alex Spiro went in deep. He went in deep. And he got it done. I think Alex Spiro shook every bush, is what I believe. I believe Alex Spiro shook every single bush. And I believe that he got it done. I believe he found a loophole. He found a technicality that, I think they said, you know what, let's just get this out of here. And I think Alex Spiro, as far as Jay-Z's concerned, he did his job in that situation. And that's just my truthful assessment of that situation right there. But yeah, he definitely, he definitely did enough to get that case dismissed. Now, that doesn't mean we don't know what happened with the other case. Tony Busby has not spoken about that. We don't know about the other case. And no, the case of that girl cannot be brought up ever again. That was the agreement. So she can't go to a new lawyer and get the case, but those allegations back up ever again. That was the agreement. So in my opinion, I don't know what may have happened behind the scenes with Tony Busby and this girl. I don't know if Tony Busby, man, said, look, I'm going to break you off since this thing went down like this. You never know how it played out. You know what I'm saying? You just never know how it played out. He could have, like I said before, he could have straight up, and I'm going to say it again, he could have straight up, you know what I mean, took care of the girl himself because, it was a technicality that he got caught up on. But it was a deadline thing. So there is no counter to this. Ephraim, seed of slave, there is no counter to this because Jay-Z and them, they gave up their counter. Jay-Z and them had a chance to go in on Alex Spiro. But guess what? In my opinion, they didn't want to take the risk because they didn't know if Alex Spiro, they didn't know if Tony Busby, they had a chance to go in on Tony Busby, but they didn't know if Tony Busby was going to get granted this, like he got granted in that other case with Diddy, right? Right? Don't say, wow. Say, oh, damn, Ticket, you the man. See, they don't know, and they didn't know, and Tony Busby didn't know how that was going to play out at the deadline. So it was like a deadline came up, and Tony Busby did not want to get rejected at the deadline because then he really could have got hit with sanctions. So instead of that happening and taking that risk, he had to let that case go because of the deadline had been reached. And I ain't going to tell you what I think happened behind the scenes, but I'm just going to tell y'all, man, I think that Alex Spiro showed me he is very strong in what he does. Very strong. To the person who says Tony Busby still in the game, you damn right he's still in the game. You see that paper on your screen, sir? It says the motion for Anthony G. Busby for admission to practice pro Hac Vice and the above caption is granted, nigga. Oh, he definitely in the game. All he gonna do is do that for every case. All Tony Busby had to do was pay $200 for the filing. There you go, right there. All you had to do is pay $200 for the filing. Point blank period. Point blank period. You said, do I think Jay-Z settled? I don't know. I don't know. The reason why I said I don't know is because, bro, listen, let me tell you something, bro. I'm going to say this to you, right? I can say, let's say I got a beef with you, right? Let's say I do something to you, right? But let's say one of my associates, one of my underlings that you can't link to me, tightens you up. I can still come out here and say, man, I ain't get a nigga dime. Catch my drift, homie? So I don't know. I don't know. But this is bad news for Diddy and all these other people that Tony Busby's coming after, because Tony Busby was granted. He was granted to continue pro Hac Vice. That means an out-of-state lawyer practicing in a different state. He was granted. And he's still going to go seek, in my opinion, that full admission into this other district, because they have a technicality thing over there, right? So that's why when they said he was barred, you said, can I look into Beyonce suing Rihanna? No, because it's a fake-ass lawsuit. I don't do cap. That's why I didn't talk about that, because it's fake. Period. You asked me to talk about fake news. I ain't talking about it because it's fake. Why would I talk about something that's fake? It's not real. That's not a real lawsuit. You got to understand. You got to know where paperwork's coming from. You know what I'm saying? You can't look. You got to understand, and you can't look at cap. So yeah, no, I ain't ever going. That's why you ain't ever see me touch it. You know what I'm saying? But as I said to y'all, and I'm gonna say this to y'all again. Now Tony Busby. Every single case right now he got over there, he going right like with this. And pretty much every judge is probably going to sign the same way. They're going to accept the admission. Tony Busby just had to pay the $200 fee and do a wet signature. He accidentally did an electronic signature, which is not accepted. It's a wet signature. It means you had to go do a hand signature with a pen, right? Yeah, that's right. So you guys... And sometimes, listen, you can get caught up in technicalities like this in other states, because if you're from Texas and then you go to New York, you can get your license in New York, but you may not know every technicality. Let me give you an example. Tony Busby know every technicality in Texas. If you come to Texas effing with Tony Busby, you're going to have a problem if you're a lawyer, because he knows how, if you're from out of state and don't know how Texas works. This is the same thing when Tony Busby goes to New York. He goes to New York. He has his license to practice in all of New York, but it's certain technicalities in New York that he may not be privy or know about, and it may caught up to him. This is normal when you're out of state and you're going in different areas, different states. See what I'm saying? So basically, that's why I told y'all Alex Spiro did an excellent job in this case, because he found a situation that made Tony Busby at the deadline have to drop this case due to a technicality. Not because Tony Busby came out and that girl came out and said that they had fake allegations. Nope. This is all about a deadline and getting that filing in. And so now that they see this, I guarantee you they shit bricks. Once they seen he filed and he got rejected at first, everybody was like, oh, Tony ain't shit. He got rejected. He got rejected. Fool. He got rejected because he didn't sign it handwritten. He signed it electronically, which is what most people are doing these days. So all he did is go back and sign it handwritten and he was accepted. The hell is wrong with people? The hell is wrong with people? Now they shitting bricks because he was accepted, and nobody knew why he was rejected. They thought it's because he was barred and wasn't able to practice. That's a lie. He was rejected because he gave an electronic signature, and he's supposed to give a handwritten wet signature. Stop the cap. Now, to the person who said why he's doing all this last minute, because when you're in a case like this, people can throw things at you at the last minute to try to throw you off. Great lawyers do this. Great lawyers do this. Great lawyers do this, right? Great lawyers do this, right? I'm telling y'all what it is. I'm telling y'all what it is. Right? So don't tell me, and I'm going to say it again, don't tell me no foolishness. Right? Bro, he never dropped the lawsuit with the dude in it. That's why I try to tell y'all. Now you might be shitting bricks because he goes to individual cases and he can do this now, which is file pro Hac Vice, because he's been accepted. All he got to do is sign a hand signature for all of them. That's all he got to do is give a hand signature. Tony Buzbee made a mistake and did an electronic signature. That's why it was rejected. He went back, did the hand signature, and was immediately admitted. And then niggas talking about he barred and all this. Come on, man. Bro, let's stop this, man. Let's stop this, man. If you want to praise the devils, let's just say that. We're going to stop this, though. Right? Again. And so that is what happened. Basically, Tony Buzbee ran up into a timeline, y'all. That's basically what it was, to be honest with everybody. He ran into a timeline. You did? And so, you know, that's just what happened, man. It's just what happened, you know. It's sad, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Right? He said nobody's scared of Tony Buzbee. Oh, no, I beg to differ, sir. I beg to differ, sir. And excuse me, J-Dub, you sound like you don't understand English, sir. You said, why did he wait to the last minute to file paperwork? He didn't. He was waiting on the response. See, what happens is when you get hit with new things, when you're doing a lawsuit, you have to react instantly. And then when you react instantly, you have to wait on other people to react. So you're in their backyard. So who knows what connections somebody else may have to slow your process down. Slow it down so much that it gets to the last second and damn, you got to take that case away. Right? You never know the hula hoops and all of the things that you can get put through. In certain cases, sir, it's not easy as you think it is. You understand? Because you got to remember one thing. Every state operates differently. You have different connections in each state, sir. Make it make sense, sir. Make it make sense, sir. You guys just come on YouTube talking. Come on YouTube talking. Don't know what the hell you talking about. Make yourself look stupid. Study to show thyself approved. These clowns was running around here saying that Tony Buzbee was barred. That's a goddamn lie. Matter of fact, they reported that he's in good standing. The actual goddamn clerk in New York. The clerk in the appellate division of Supreme Court dropped that paperwork on January the 29th, 2025 to show he was in great standing. This lets you know Tony Buzbee was fighting to go get this. He went and got this paper then and sent that paper to the admission to let them know in the Southern District that that's what was going on. You understand what I'm saying? right? But Tony Busby was smart. Everybody was wondering, because remember, I told y'all this. I said, why didn't Tony Busby bring out that second allegation? Tony Busby was smart. He waited to see what was going on with this, because they was trying to jam him on this. So instead of Tony Busby losing 2 cases, he only lost 1. That case, that dude he alleged, he still ain't dropped that. But guess what? Now he had been approved in this other Diddy case, Hac Vice. So now all he's gonna do is repeat this process over and over. That's all he's gonna do. That's all he's gonna do. Now, so y'all finna see now. I wouldn't be surprised in a couple of weeks if that other case drops now. If they admit Tony Busby with those other cases with Hac Vice, which is what it seems like is gonna happen. Why does it seem like it's gonna happen? It seems like it's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen, because he has already been approved in this other case that I presented to you today, Hac Vice. And he can do that same thing for all those other cases. All he got to do is do the filing and pay the $200 fee and sign with a hand signature. Any questions? And the reason why he was rejected the first time, was because he signed with an electronic signature, but they needed a wet signature, hand signature, which means you got to go do that, right? Think about it, right? And Shannon says 877 cash now, but didn't Jay-Z call himself? Didn't he have a song called 1-900 Hustling? Okay, you want to play that game? You want to play that game, girl? You want to play? And I'm telling you the truth. I don't know if Jay-Z's guilty or not. I'll just be honest with you. But I know one thing: these niggas lying on Tony Busby. Ain't lying on Tony Busby. And I've been trying to tell y'all this. So that girl who broke this shit down, I'm gonna put her channel in the comments. I promise y'all I'm gonna do that shit this video. She the only one that I heard that actually got it perfectly right. Cooking on this thing. I'm telling you right now. You know what I mean? And so, listen, bro. I couldn't find nobody else. And it shit was funny to me how like, damn, dog, they all shit on Tony Busby. It's crazy how they didn't even want to wait to see what happened. They were like, oh, nah, man, he's full of shit, man. I'm like, damn, dog. Hey, bro, this shit crazy on YouTube, bro. I'm like, man, bro. I'm talking about, bro, they ain't even wait to hear what he had to say. Tony Busby had been quiet. They ain't even want to wait to hear what he had to say. That's why I told y'all a lot of people cannot be judges in this world. They would not be good judges of character or anything. They wouldn't be. Period. Right? So now Tony goes and he files these other cases the same way, like this. Boy, he back in the ball game. Hold on, that's the girl right there. Hold on. This the girl right there. Hey, that's the girl right there. That's the channel. I think that's her. Let me see if that's her real channel. Hold on. I'm gonna go on my YouTube right now. I think that's the girl right there. Hold on. Let me check and see. Hold on. I think that's her right there. Y'all gotta go subscribe to her channel. Because I told y'all she on this thing. Well, I'll be damned. That is her. Hold on, let me give you a wrench. That is her. Yeah, that is her. There you go. You locked in. Matter of fact, I'm putting her comment at the top of the section. There you go, right there. That's her channel right there. All you do is go to her channel. She broke that thing down like no other. and got the paperwork on the screen. Now, y'all want to play for these games? So now, what I think is that Tony Buzbee is now going to come back with a vengeance on all these different New York lawsuits. That's what I think. I think he come back with a vengeance. Okay, yeah, no doubt. Keep doing your thing, girl. No doubt. You doing it. I see you. You on it. You definitely on it. I see you. Salute to you. You definitely on it. You definitely on it. Salute to you. Yeah, she got right to the point, didn't she, Shannon? Hey, she got on there and got to cooking. That's why I liked about her video. I was like, hold on. Because it just came up in my mentions. I was like, hold on, let me see what she's talking about. Man, she was cooking. I said, bruh, that's the only other person I really heard that kept it real about the jump. So again, as I told y'all, man, yeah. Jay, what up, girl? Salute. Oh, you know her? Oh, shit. Yeah. Hey, they trying to play out Tony Buzbee like he's some type of chump, man. Tony Buzbee don't stood on their helmets. Tony Buzbee's finna go crazy. Now, he's finna file the same way for all these cases. I'm telling y'all, in New York, he's finna file the same way. Watch. This one got approved right here on y'all screen. He finna file, look at this, y'all. He finna file all these cases pro Hac Vice. That means that he's an out-of-state lawyer that can practice in a different state. I told y'all that last night in that stream I did. Or y'all say pro Hac Vice in the United States. Spanish, pro Hac Vice. It's a Latin term, though. I told you guys this. Bro, so now all niggas say he was this, that, and the third, man. Tony Buzbee finna go wild on him. He finna go, because all he gonna do is, this is what he gonna do. He gonna file it that way, make sure it goes through, and then he gonna, see what I'm saying? That's the reason why he didn't drop both cases at the same time, like in front of the world. That's the reason why he didn't put both, because he held the other one to see how this one, he was behind the scenes fighting the technicalities on this one that he had to drop with that girl. So that's why he didn't release the other allegations from that dude. Jay-Z talked about it and said, oh, he had allegations with a dude too, that it was against us. But Tony Buzbee was smart. He said, nah, I ain't finna give you both of them. I'm finna drop that one right now. And so, because if he would have put both of them out there, he'd have probably got crushed on the deadline on both of them and would have lost both of those cases. But he still got one. Think about that. He still got one. That situation when that case dropped, that was only for that one. Now, don't nobody know the evidence he got for the other one. They ain't talking about that shit. That's the question we really need to ask. What evidence do we have for the other one? Nobody talking about that. What evidence do he have for the other one? See, they was easily able to come out and talk trash about that girl and say all that other shit. They don't even know what evidence he got for the other one. Now, let's see if in the next few days, all those other cases he got in the Southern District against Diddy get approved in the same way. Let's see. Because I'm willing to bet they do. All he got to do is file and make sure he signed a hand signature on it, pay the $200 fee, and I believe they're going to accept him. Now it's on the, and here's the thing. That situation with Jay-Z is denying that. And he's saying it's a lie. So that situation may go to a lawsuit as well. Because Jay-Z's saying that, nah, I ain't do that. Tony Buzbee hadn't said nothing about that lawsuit. No, but we haven't heard that lawsuit, the other one been dropped, because he never put it out there. It was only a demand letter that they said that he sent. They said that he sent 2 demand letters, if I'm not mistaken. One for that girl and one for this and one for a dude. Right? So, and listen, all these people gonna say, oh, the system ain't fair. The system ain't this, the system ain't that. If it's not fair, why did Jay-Z and his lawyer drop sanctions against Tony Buzbee? Why did they drop a motion for sanctions? That's on them. I want y'all to think about this. Can't nobody say shit about this on YouTube. They won't talk about this shit because them niggas ain't men. It's some hoes running around here. I'm telling y'all what the truth is. They will not talk about this shit. They will not say if Tony Buzbee is a scumbag, scum of the earth, 1-800 punk lawyer with a cheap suit who moves back, why did Jay-Z and his team drop motions for sanctions against Tony Buzbee? Wouldn't they be the ones pushing for sanctions against Tony Buzbee even harder if everything they said was true? If he was his janky-ass lawyer that wasn't licensed to practice, man, they could have got Tony Buzbee up out of here. Nope. Not on duty. Not on duty. Not on duty. Not on duty. Y'all don't want to listen. I be trying to tell y'all this stuff, man. Y'all got to use y'all brain, bro. I be trying to tell people. That's the problem with our people, man. Our people don't be using their brains, man, and it bothers me that we got so many people that ain't using their brains, bro. That bothers me a lot, man. How do we have so many people that's not using their brains? Think about that. Think about it, y'all. I want y'all to think about that part. Why did they give up motion for sanctions if Tony Buzbee is all of these bad things they say he is? Let's just say Tony Buzbee is everything Jay-Z and them said he was. Why they give up motion for sanctions? Right? Answer the question. So, like I said before, it's what you call a war. And inside of that war is battles. You may win a battle, I may win a battle. But just because you win a battle doesn't mean you win a war. And to the person who says not sticking together like other races, shut the hell up, nigga. Until you come in here and you denounce these rappers talking about killing other black men, robbing from other black men, stealing from other black men, beating up on women. Until you denounce that, I don't want to hear shit from you. You's a buck dancing sellout. I don't want to hear shit from you, Rodney Lewis. Until you come out here and you denounce this gangster rap where black men is talking about often black men. Where they, because they ain't talking about doing that to no other dude. They talking about black men. What about that part, nigga? Huh? Sit down and shut your ass up. You can't. That shit don't work on me, dog. I don't play that shit, brother. It don't work on me. That weak talk, that don't work on me, bro. Because if you about that life for real, bro, you would denounce all that bullshit. You would denounce it. Selling drugs and destroying our communities. Poisoning our communities. Period. But you won't talk about that, Rodney Lewis. You's a chump, boy. Period. Straight chump, nigga. And like I said before, don't come around me with that. That shit don't work on me. I'm cut from a different cloth, nigga. That's why I say that shit. When them little punk ass niggas come around here talking about Drake. Oh, Drake. Y'all talk all this shit about Drake, but y'all still go buy all R. Kelly's albums. Right? We know Chris Brown put his hands on Rihanna, but guess what? Everybody forgave him. Moved on. He got multiple allegations out against him. Don't nobody care. But nigga, you want to talk about Drake. You got rappers out here drilling, talking all this other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. Keeping it 100 with y'all. I don't get on that, man. Like I said before, man. Denounce that shit. Denounce these drill rappers talking about often other black men. Enticing, enhancing a full community of young black males to rob, kill, and steal. Because that's what them niggas do. They listen to that music and go out and commit drills, nigga. You want to talk real talk or you want to talk fake talk? Somebody let me know. We can get to it, nigga. There ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string from Burger King, nigga. I'm telling you about all this shit. So like I said before, that's why I said what I said. I don't know the person, so I can't talk about the person. I'm telling you that when they say, oh, well, they're going to cancel Drake, nigga, no, you ain't. He's a global superstar. When rappers get into beefs, well, they're global superstar, it's hard to cancel them. Why? Because they have an army full of supporters. You think they was going to cancel? Nigga, they didn't cancel Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby had all those allegations against him. Bill Cosby go around here, walk around here, and anybody's community be straight. Why? Because they love Bill Cosby who was on the screen. Michael Jackson had allegations against him. You think people gave a damn? No, they loved his music, period. Period. I can keep going on. With all these musicians, all these artists who rap about, talk about, all of the treacherous things they done to the black community, but y'all niggas want to talk this shit about some, hey man, come on man, we got to stick together. Nigga, you don't even stand up against some other niggas. Period. They don't even stand up against their own foolishness. How can you talk about somebody else? You don't even stand up against their own foolishness in your own community, man. Come on, bro. Them niggas ain't even willing to clean up their own fucking community, man. Y'all niggas is sad, man. Like I said, y'all some scary ass niggas. Stay away from me, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? You niggas don't have the same energy. That's why I said, when I listen to an artist, if I like their music, that's what it's all about, because it ain't personal to me, because I don't personally know these people. That's why I told y'all, and that's how people move that way. I told you, R. Kelly could get out right now and go on a tour around the United States of America after being convicted and sell out every arena right now. Why? Because he have a hardcore fan base who love his music. They may despise the allegations against him or different things about him. They may despise that, but they love his music. So they give passes. This is what they do. And people don't want to hear this. They don't want to listen to this. They don't want to respect this. And I'm telling you the goddamn truth. The best thing that's going out here. And it's funny to me how these dudes pick and choose. Oh, y'all trying to tear down a black man. But these black men sitting out here rapping about selling dope, killing black folk, sliding, pimping hoes, beating up bitches. Y'all niggas ain't got no problem with that shit. Y'all niggas is hoes to me, man. Y'all niggas ain't men. Like I said before, you niggas is hoes. Period. And I have no problem standing up against the foolishness. Nigga, I got time for the fuck shit. So salute to everybody that's in the chat room. Rodney, what you say? You say you agree with me? Yeah, that's all I'm saying, bro. To me, it ain't just about that, bro. Look, listen. You think I want Jay-Z to be guilty of this stuff? Hell no, nigga. I don't give a fuck what no nigga on YouTube say. I don't. But just because you rich, nigga, I'm not finna ignore that these type of allegations that's put out against you, nigga. I'm gonna talk about it, nigga. Period. And I'm not gonna lie because I'm trying to play this game to impress a nigga that I'm gonna stand and go against. No, nigga. I stand for righteousness, motherfucker. Period. I don't give a damn where the truth lies. If the truth lies with Jay-Z, I stand with him. If the truth lies with Tony Busby, I stand with him. If the truth lies with a person who ain't got nothing, I stand with them. If a truth lies with a person who got everything, I stand with them. Nigga, I don't see no spaces. So I don't see no spaces. Like I said, y'all want to play pick and choose game. I ain't got no time for no pick and choose shit. I'll tell you that right now. It's sad, bro. It really is, man. Y'all praise niggas like Charleston White. Charleston White come around here talking about beating up chicks, beating up his wife, beating up hoes, all these other things. Y'all praise this shit. This is the type of stuff that y'all glorify, man. Y'all don't stand up against that type of stuff. Then you got the nerve to come talk about something not like us. Nigga, I wouldn't want to be like you either, nigga. I wouldn't want, he not like us. Nigga, I wouldn't, nigga, you don't wash your ass. You don't brush your teeth. You don't wash your face. The hell you think I want to be like you? Some of y'all need to look at yourselves talking about something. Not like this, not like this. Man, get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Don't nobody want to hear that shit, man. Get out of here, man. Straight up, bro. Niggas don't stand for righteousness, man. I'm telling you this, bro. They don't. They don't. It's sad, man. It's sad what I'm seeing, the state of what I'm seeing going on. I'm serious about that. It's really sad, you know? I hope we can get to a better place just in general as a people. I really do, because I'm telling you something. This is a disgrace. People out here scared to call a spade a spade. How you gonna talk about somebody else? You can't even clean up your own house. Think about this, y'all. You wake up in the morning. You sit up here talking about everybody else and your house dirty. You ain't even made up your bed. You ain't cleaned up your room. Your house dirty, got clothes everywhere, but you talking about somebody else. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's stop this foolishness, man. And nigga will come on YouTube saying, oh, not like us. Nigga, I wouldn't want to be like none of you niggas. Straight up. Irresponsible. Don't care. Afraid to correct. When you see things going wrong in your community, y'all won't even take care of own issues in y'all community. Some of you niggas, y'all talk all this tough talk. Y'all see an old lady getting robbed, nigga, you won't do nothing, nigga. You'll sit right there and watch it. And watch it. So yeah, as I said to y'all, you know, y'all can say whatever the hell y'all want to say. I'm just keeping it real with y'all, man. Right? Keeping it real with y'all, man. So again, this is on y'all, you know. But I'm just telling you what it is, man. People hypocrites out here, man. That nigga pick and choose, man. Them niggas talk about all this other shit, nigga, but you still listening to artists that out here. Like I said, talk about nigga, and if you unless you listening to J. Cole or one of these other dudes that's out here rapping like that, Wale or somebody, man, I ain't trying to hear from you niggas talking that, hey man, we got it, man. Get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas out here praising niggas that's talking about bringing death, destruction, and violence to the community, but you want to talk down on somebody else. Picks and choosing, nigga. Nah, nigga. Yeah, nigga want to get mad. Hey man, nigga, you going against the black man, man. Nah, nigga. Some of y'all black folks is going against the black man. Because that's the only thing they rapping about, taking out is black men. Who you think they rapping about when they saying that they gonna slide and they gonna do this and do that? Who you think they talking about? Who you think you're talking about? Right? And they talk all that shit. What's the first thing they do when they see the police? Run. Most of them. 90% of them run. Right? They see a brother, man, they ready to take his head off. I seen a video this morning in the Atlanta airport. Black folks in there acting like a bunch of goddamn hooligans in the airport. A Royal Rumble broke out in the airport. It's just embarrassing, bro. Embarrassing, bro. I seen the girl get on top of the chair, throwing blows from the top of the chair. It's embarrassing, man. And people ain't gonna call that foolishness out. Ratchet ass. Like I said before. Did y'all see that video this morning? Absolutely disgusting. What I saw in that video. That was disgusting what I seen on that video. I was thoroughly ashamed of what I saw in that video. Thoroughly ashamed. Thoroughly ashamed. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all seen that video? That shit going viral, man. Yeah, man, they in an airport, a goddamn on 20 man and women Royal Rumble breakout. People just hitting anybody, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I mean what I'm saying too. I mean what I'm saying. I was thoroughly ashamed to see that, man. Thoroughly ashamed. Thoroughly ashamed. But this is the type of stuff that we praising now. This is the type of stuff that, you know what I'm saying? You know, they people laughing at this stuff. I'm thoroughly disgusted, man. Like I said before, man. They people crazy as hell, man. I seen them people fighting in that airport this morning, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it, bro. I just, man, bro, it's just shit sad, man. 20 man and woman Royal Rumble in the airport. It's crazy. Right? Right? I'm just telling y'all what it is, man. Yeah, I'm seeing y'all in the comments, man. I'm just disappointed, man. Real talk, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, bro. Real talk, man. You know? But y'all have a blessed day, man. You know? I love everybody. Appreciate all y'all tapping on in, man. In the Atlanta airport. Down there in Atlanta. What's the name of the Atlanta airport down there? I forgot the name of it. Down there in the A. Look, it's all y'all gotta do is go on Twitter. It's all online right now. On X. 20 man and woman Royal Rumble in the airport. This girl gonna get up on top of the goddamn she gets up on top of the seat. She jumps over the seat, then gets up on the seat, y'all, and start punching the dude from behind. I said, man, what the hell? I'm talking about this an all-out rumble in the airport. You can't even, bro. Don't these people know that getting in a fight in the airport could be called used as a federal crime? Hey, man, like I said before, man, complete just disgust with the state of where we at, man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't see no white folks in there fighting. It was all black folks. That's the crazy part about it. It was all black folks up in there fighting like that. All black folks. All black folks. That's the part that made me, like, it bothered me the worst. The most, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Was that. You know? So, yeah, I was definitely bothered by that. You know? Definitely was bothered by that, to be honest with y'all. That whole situation. You know? People definitely ain't real, man. They definitely ain't real, bro. Yeah, yo. Yeah, I seen it. I seen it, man. I was just, like I said, just disappointed, bro. Hey, y'all, when y'all see that video, y'all go see what I'm talking about, man. Y'all go see all them black folks, 20 man and woman Royal Rumble up in that joint, man, in the airport. People just acting like a bunch of hooligans, man. I just can't, man. For real, I can't, bro. I can't, man. I can't. But you ain't finna see nobody speak out about that. They'll talk about what 50 Cent talking about online or some shit. Yeah, nigga, 50 said, nigga, Big Meech a snitch, nigga. That type of shit these niggas talk about. They ain't gonna talk about that shit, though. They egg on that bullshit. Hey, man, 50 said, meet your rat, nigga. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? With no paperwork. Come on, bro. What is we doing? Unbelievable, man. Yeah, in Hartsfield. Yeah, Hartsfield. That's the airport. Hartsfield. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all feel though, man. Salute to everybody that's tapped in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe, man. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to this young lady's channel that I got right there on the screen. She pinned at the top of the chat, y'all. She did a great job. And matter of fact, y'all go check out her video. I'm gonna put a link to her video at the top of the comment section as soon as I get parked, so you guys can see her actual video. I thought she broke this thing down, woof, immaculately. I'm gone. All right, you guys. So we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you gotta do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do. Stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.